Welcome to Audacity. Since I'm using this for my project, I'm going to show you the basics. The first thing you're going to want to do once you load up Audacity for the first time is go Edit and Preferences. Here you can set up your audio devices, including your playback audio or where you want to hear the playback from, and your recording device. If you want dark mode, you can go to Interface and change your theme to dark. Another important thing is if you go into your Directories tab, you can choose the default locations to save and export all of your files and projects. Now that we have our preferences set up, let's begin the basics of actually using the software. To begin recording, you can press R or this little red dot, which will allow you to record audio and later edit it. You press space to stop the recording, and you can also press space to play and listen back to the recording. If you want to listen to a certain piece of the recording, you can click on the audio track, and this little blue line will tell you where you're starting from. Space to listen back, space to stop. If you want to stop at a certain point instead of completely restarting, instead, you can press P to play or pause, which also will be this button right here. Press space to stop, and now we're back to where we started. Let's say I listen to this playback right here, and I don't like it. To record, say I want to re-record something, but I need to get rid of this audio. What I can do is I can click and drag, select, and Control X to cut the selection out. Another thing you can do, let's say I really like this section, but don't like the rest of it. I can do Control T to cut to only that section. Control Z to undo, and let's go on to the next thing. All right, next, let's say I have this piece again. However, I want to move it around. What I can do is I can right click, press Control I or split clip, and this will split the clip so I can drag it around as needed. Let's say I want to record a piece right here, but I want it on a new track. What I can do is figure out where I want to start, click where I want to, the playhead where I want to start, and Shift R, or you can do Shift and then click this red dot, which will record it onto a new track, like so. Hello, space to stop, and here's our new piece. But obviously, as you can see, this doesn't fit where we want it to be. So what we can do is hover our mouse over the ends, click and drag, which will adjust the sizing. You can also do it on this side. And then you can just switch it to the new track, and there you go. You have your new replaced audio. A similar tool, if you want some of that audio back that you cut, you can also just go back to the track and then drag it outward, and it will continue on as if you didn't cut it. Now, our final two things. Let's do looping. Let's say I want to listen to this audio over and over and over. First thing we need to do is select the region that we want to loop. So up here, this is the looping region. We can click and drag, and this will set our looping region. We can move it, extend it by dragging the ends, or if we click off it and re-drag again, we can create a whole new one. Let's loop this little section right here. You want to make sure that looping is enabled. If it's blank like that, looping is not enabled. If it is, then looping will be enabled. Then when you play, the track will play up to that point and then repeatedly loop this point. If you just wanted to start here, you can click the playhead and let's listen. Hello, 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 hello. And there we have it looping. Or, like I said, we can click out, start somewhere else. It'll go forward. And then once it reaches that point, it will loop. And now for our final technique. Up here in the top tab, you have generate and effect. Here, I'm going to close that audio track. I can select what I want to have an effect. I can go effect. And let's say I want some echo. You can press this button to preview to see what it would be like if it, and then when you decided you like it, you can apply or you can cancel. Let's listen. Which will allow you to hello. Let's say I like that. I can click apply, and now when I listen back, you can hear the echo. Which will allow you to hello. But as you can see, we had the looping region on. Whoopsies. Let's go ahead and disable that and listen to it again. Which will allow you to hello. You press space. Right. The generate tab will allow us to generate sounds, and we can adjust what sounds we want to generate. So let's say I do a reset drum. Click that, preview. You hear what it sounds like. It's got a nice boom. And let's say I like that. Generate, and it'll generate where we have the playhead started, and we can move it around as needed. And let's say we want to move this to a new track, but we don't want to record anything on a new track. We can go ahead and go tracks, add new, and I'm just going to say stereo track. I'm not sure the difference between mono and stereo at this time. However, you can see now we can add a new track where we could, let's say, we could start this with a doom, and then it goes into our recording, which will allow you to hello. And that's all I know so far of the basics that I'm going to be using for my project. So I'm going to go ahead and record the starting audio for my project. And later I will show you DaVinci and FL Studio basics and what I'm going to use for my video in 1 week, or in this case, 40 hours project. Thanks for watching.